So, my dear friends, how many of you believe that Jesus is being a bit harsh with the servant in this parable? Doesn't seem very nice, right? The servant, he goes out to work, he humbly submits to his boss day after day, and then Jesus says he should look for nothing in return. You don't get any rest, you don't get any reward, you don't get any recognition, there's no special treatment, there's no participation trophy, right? He's just doing his duty after all. That kind of seems cold. Would you agree? Anyone? We kind of feel sorry for this servant. He seems like a nice guy, he shows up to work, he does his job, right? And yet, my dear friends, we shouldn't feel sorry for him. Because Christ, he's giving us a deeper meaning here. He's giving us a deeper lesson. He points out that his love for us does not depend upon our performance. It doesn't depend upon our job. Let that sink in. He loves us no matter what. God's love for us is already so total, so personal, so unconditional, that nothing we can do, my dear friends, can increase or decrease it. We do not have to achieve great things in order to win God's love for us. He loves us through and through. And so we should strive to use everything that God gives us, our talents, our time, our treasure, to serve God and neighbor because, dear friends, that is what we were created for. To serve God and to serve our neighbor. Now, yes, it's okay to take pleasure in a job well done when we experience success in life. But the meaning of our lives, it does not come from those achievements. The meaning of life comes from the fact that God created us out of love, that God redeems us out of love, and he guides us towards heaven purely out of this love he has for us. My friends, we were created for heaven. We were not created for earth. And so the servant in God's kingdom works, therefore, joyfully, energetically, peacefully, as a response of this love of God. This love of God that we experience in the everydayness of our lives. And we don't have to worry about what we are going to get in return because God's love doesn't depend on our achievements. Rather, our achievements flow from knowing how much God loves us. And thus we cultivate this in our hearts, this desire to thank him. And we call this humility. Now, I've shared this story with you before, but I'm convinced it brings the point home. I am the youngest of 8. And I remember going up to Mom and Mom, asking Mom who her favorite is, right? Parents, you've been there, yes? And my mom, in her motherly wisdom, she's like, "You're my favorite Shawn," right? And I'm convinced that is how God sees us. You are my favorite you. And this realization, my friends, it takes that pressure off of our relationship with God and allows us to experience this true freedom, the freedom that comes from being children of God. Another way we can look at it is we let God love us. And this is what the Lord wants us to learn. Instead of letting all of our achievements go to our heads, Jesus wants to teach us how to make them flow from our hearts. We do what we do because we are a child of God. And this is the secret to overcoming a very dangerous fear, a fear that plagues many in our culture and society, the fear of failing. You know, the fear of failure is at the root of countless tragedies and sins in our culture. So, for example, a student who cheats and gets expelled loses the chance for a great education. They did so because they were afraid of letting down their parents, perhaps, or afraid of failing. A young woman whose life is turned upside down because of an unwanted pregnancy. She didn't have the courage to say no to her boyfriend because she was afraid of losing his affection or failing to attract him. The business executive who goes to jail after falsifying records for decades because he was afraid of losing his advantage, looking like a failure to his friends and competitors. How about the politician who caves to special interest groups, who takes bribes and does so because he or she is afraid of losing the next election, of failing to win the race? How about the athlete who uses illegal performance-enhancing drugs, knowing that it will shorten their career, his or her career, endanger their health? But they make this decision because they can't see themselves as coming in second place. These are just random headlines, right, that we could pick out of the monthly news. And my dear friends, the same thing happens in the day-to-day of our life too. We are afraid of failing. And so we'll tell lies. We'll embellish stories. We hide things because we are afraid of losing someone's esteem. We won't say grace before meals in a restaurant because we're afraid of looking down on by strangers. We go along with what our peers are doing, even though we know in our heart of hearts that it is against church's teaching, because we're afraid of being ostracized. And so, dear friends, the good news of the gospel today is Jesus wants to free us from these fears. The love, the esteem, and acceptance that we are looking for from other people, newsflash, it's always going to be unstable, no matter how many compromises we make. But if we look for it from Christ, who loves us through and through, whose love is unconditional, we will be free from all of that unnecessary destructive pressure. We are free to live life to the full. And now, my dear friends, in a few minutes, we're going to be praying the creed of the church, these foundational aspects of our faith. We're going to have our general intercessions, the prayers of the faithful, where we offer our prayer to God. We will give our offerings to God in our collection. And today, when we do all of this, let's offer God not only the fruits of our labors, but let's offer him the gratitude for the gift of our life, for the fact that we are his favorite you, right? Today, let's offer him our desire for esteem. Let's offer him our desire for approval, our desire for recognition. Let's let God love us the way that he wants to. But the key to do this, my friends, is we have to be all in. You know, in this way, we begin to purify our hearts. We begin to build our lives on this stable foundation of God, not on the rickety columns of culture and people's whimsical opinions. If we offer him this desire, if we truly offer him our heart to be loved, to appreciate it, to be esteemed, he will give us that gift. He will convince us that we are loved, that we are recognized, that you are his favorite you. And that his love for us, it doesn't go up or down depending on our performance. But instead, it will free us to live our life and to reach our full potential. And here's another wonderful thing, friends. He proves this to us each and every single Mass. In just a few minutes, we will put our offerings into the basket. We'll bring up our gift of bread and wine, and it will be transformed into body, blood, soul, and divinity, right? He gives us his living body, blood, soul, divinity. He holds nothing back because he loves us so much. And this is because he wants us to know without any doubt that he is on our side, that we will never be rejected. In him, we can be free from the suffocating and sterile pressure of trying to earn meaning in life by impressing people. In him, we can be free and full of life if only we put all of our eggs into his basket. Let him love us today. And so, dear friends, in the month of October, the church, we celebrate Respect Life. And today is Respect Life Sunday. And I have personally invited All Life, formerly the Women's Resource Medical Center, to come and to share their ministry with us as we help them with our annual baby bottle campaign. Okay? Every parish that I have been in, I've always invited them to come on Respect Life Sunday, because personally, I think this is a beautiful, wonderful way to show our support of this ministry. And I'm sure each and every single one of you would say the following: if I can save a life with the change in the cup holder of my car, I would do it. Yes? If I could save a life with all the change at the top of my dresser, I will do it. Yes? If I could save a life with that $20 bill burning a hole in my pocket, I'm going to do it. Yes? So, my dear friends, after Mass, we're going to invite them to come, and they're going to share a little bit about their ministry. But I would invite you to please pick up one of those baby bottles after Mass. Put it on your kitchen table, put it on your kitchen counter, let it be there, let it be visible, and I want you to pray about it. And we're going to ask you to make a donation, bring it back next week, and if you forget, just give it to us and we'll get it to where it needs to go. And I just want to say thank you in advance for your generosity.